Hi, I'm Joan Williams. I'm the host of Coastal Dressage. Today we're going to be working on teaching the riders how to ride quadrille patterns. Quadrille is when horses go in formation 4 abreast, 8 abreast, 16 abreast, or in a single file line. When judging quadrille, we judge alignment, spacing, and synchrony. Alignment is, are they on the same line of travel together, boot to boot, or nose to tail? The spacing is how much space is there between the horses, either side by side or nose to tail. And the synchrony is, do they make their turns together in unison, looking as if it's one horse moving and not multiple numbers of horses moving. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Joan.
So today we're going to work on the beginning of quadrille basics. We're going to work on how to ride together in pairs and in a trio, because we have 7 today. And this is going to be our prep for putting together a couple of competition quadrilles. I'd like this year, this fall, to put together a chestnut quadrille and a black horse quadrille that will then compete with this coming show season in 2014 for a fun ride that we are able to do this year with the horses. So go ahead, and I know you've been warming up already, so let's everyone continue on with our warm-up, and then we will start our quadrille patterns. Off you go. In a quadrille, the most important parts, number 1 is safety. So you never trot past another horse. You have to stay next to your partner. If the horse misbehaves and gets too slow, you have to stay with that horse. Good job, Richard, not passing your group. Because the kicking end is the back end. So we want to try to stay side by side. Excellent. So we'll practice a little bit this direction. The horse in the inside of the turn collects. The horse on the outside of the turn extends so that we can say side by side. Super. Good job, you guys. Same thing. Stay 3 horse lengths apart. Don't pass your partner. Diane, you're passing your partner. Debbie, you're cutting that turn too much. Okay, put your whip in your right hand. Don't indirect rein across his neck. Now look ahead of you, straight ahead. So you should also be following Ruby. So when your partner is to your left, but there's also one in front of you that you're going to stay on the same line of travel with her. Good job. All right, and let's go at A down the center line again. Good job catching up, Debbie and Diane. Richard, keep his quarters over with your left leg. Left leg, good. Good job. At the end, we'll track left. Now, we're going to separate out into single file line. The horse in front goes first. Turn left, Melissa. Go in front of Ruby.
Oh, okay.
And Ruby, you're going to go behind Melissa in a single file line. You guys copy that? So Diane, on the corner, you're going to go first. And go in front of Debbie. On the rail. Debbie, stay on the rail.
Okay.
And into single file, and I want my good spacing. So there should just look like one horse from the front And the spacing should be the same between the horses. Very good, you guys. All right, 20-meter circle. And at E, I want you to pick up the rising trot and trot the 20-meter circle, Melissa, and everybody's going to follow suit. Don't make the walk too big because they can't stay up with you. So our spacing is already going cattywampus because the first two horses are moving too big. Let's get our spacing. All right, and trot. Trot a 20-meter circle. Everybody simultaneously trot. Now close up your spacing. Good. Straight ahead, whole arena, Melissa. Everybody follow Melissa. Straight ahead. Good. Try to close up your spacing. 20-meter circle here at C. Make a good corner, then 20-meter circle. Debbie, you have to trot a little faster. Cut your corner a little, Debbie. Now get behind the horse in front of you. You can cut this corner a little bit and then get behind the horse in front of you. Excellent. Good job. All right, and then let's change rein on the next diagonal, HXF. So now corner. And change rein. Keep that pace, Melissa. Debbie, stay up with them. Legs. Good. A down the center line. Good job. And prepare to walk. Transition to walk. And at the end, the first horse is going to track left, the second horse is going to track right, and so on and so on. So then you want to match side by side with your partner, and then Richard, you won't have a partner. So you'll be by yourself in this movement. So at A, we're going to come down the center line and pair up. So the horses on the left side of the arena are going to track right down the center line. The horses on the right side of the arena are going to track left on the center line, and we're going to come in side by side in pairs, back to boot to boot. Back with your original partner, everybody except for Richard. Good. I'll wait till everybody's on the center line together, and on my mark, we're all going to make a 10-meter circle apart, away from each other. So the riders on the left side will make a left 10-meter circle. The riders on the right side will make a right 10-meter circle. So Melissa and Ruby, when you get to R and S, you're going to make a 10-meter circle toward R and S. Ready? Everybody at once, 10-meter circle apart now. Turn right, Debbie. Circle right. Circle left. Diane, come on. Catch up with turn your head. Look at your partners on the side next to you. And all the way back to the center line and pair back up again. And straight ahead. All right, not too bad. And at the end, we're going to track left together as a group. Walking. So we're going to try that one more time, heading down the center line together when we get to the other end. Turn the corner. Go all the way on the rail, Debbie. Inside leg. You maybe need your whip in your left hand right now, Debbie. Good, this is good. And Richard, you're just on your own for this, just directly behind Jen. Collect. This is where I want you to collect. So see how you're stopping him? You're pulling on the reins, but you're not using your hips and legs. The riding quadrille is learning about being a centaur. So Diane and Debbie, there's too much space in front of you, not enough space behind you. Move up a little bit so that the space is the same in front and behind. Yeah, right about there. That looks good there. And down the center line in pairs. Good job. And I'm going to wait until the leaders are again at that RS line when you guys are at letter I, which is the spot between R and S. And then Debbie and Diane and Sherry and Jen will all do 10-meter circles apart simultaneously. So watch the leaders. When the leaders circle, you guys circle. Ready to circle? Now, circle apart. Make your circle, Debbie. Turn right, Debbie. Circle right. So you should be between Ruby and Sherry right now. Diane, you should be between. And then let's come back together on a circle in the middle. So that circle was not quite round, Debbie. It's still got to be 10 meters. All right, and at the end, we're going to track right. Now we should only see 2 horses from the front. And at the end, let's track right. All right, ready or not, we're going to try this in the TROT. So let's head down the center line. Let's prepare to trot, transition to trot, and go down the center line. And everybody trot. Everybody trots. Trot, trot. Debbie, you're going to have to trot. Turn, Diane. You're too far over the line. All right, we're going to do our 10-meter circles apart on my mark. Ready? And circle apart now. Debbie, circle right 10 meters. Legs. Legs, Debbie. And then come back in together. Super. And at the end, track left. Together. In a pair, in trot. Collect in the inside. The riders on the inside collect. The riders on the outside extend. And straight ahead, whole arena. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Good. Good job. All right. Now let's make a straight ahead whole arena. Very nice. And at B, turn left, and at E, turn right. Follow Ruby, Debbie. Follow Ruby. Watch Ruby. That's the one you'll follow on her line of travel. There we go. Good. Diane, collect a little. Let Debbie up with you. Good. Now Debbie, collect, and Diane go forward. All right. Super job. All right. Make a 20-meter circle at B in pairs. And at B, walk. 20-meter circle at B in pairs, and at B, walk. All right, at A, we're going to go down the center line, and we're going to leg yield left in our groups. So we're going to leg yield from A to H. It's a very gradual leg yield. Good. I'm loving that you guys are starting to look at your partners. Richard, you're looking at your partner. This is what quadrille's so good for. It makes us not ride the horse by so much looking at their head and neck, but by riding them by feel. We're going to leg yield gradually to H. Stay in your alignment. Stay with your partner. Good job, you two. And then Debbie and Diane, you're going to leg yield left to H. A little more energy, Debbie. Stay up with your partner. Use both legs. His neck is too bent, Debbie. Keep him straighter. Forward if you can. That's it. Good. And our trio. Little more forward, Richard. You're thinking too sideways. You got to think more forward. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. All right, and A down the center line in pairs. The first horse really has to collect. The second horse really has to move up.
You mean A or C?
C, sorry. They knew.
Tight little turn
You
down.
gotta follow, stay with Diane. All right, and at the end, track left, and we're gonna leg yield from our right leg to the center line between H and M toward letter C onto the center line. So track left at the end, put your whip in your right hand if you're carrying a whip. And we're gonna leg yield left again, onto the center line. Stay as a pair and leg yield right up till just before letter C. Toward letter G. G is right in between M and H on the center line. Right a little forward. Good. And at the end, you'll track right. Keep them straight, Debbie. Yep, keep leg yielding. Don't use your rein, Debbie. Use your leg and your seat. At the end, track right. Good job. Little more forward, Richard. Little more forward. There you go. And then use your inside leg for sideways. All right, good job. And at the end, we're going to track right. So let's refresh the gait. Track right, and we're going to go to the trot. First two riders stay and walk for a minute. Let the other riders catch up. So we have our spacing, and you guys are going to prepare to trot. Debbie, watch your partner. You're losing your partner. Diane, you have to talk to her more. You're the experienced quadrille person. You have to help her. All right, let's prepare to trot. Transition to trot. Stay as a group. The trio's doing great. Stay together as a group. You can wait till the turn's complete. Keep them walking. And when you're ready, trot. Good job. All right, and at E, let's make a 20-meter circle right at E. And then we'll go straight ahead, whole arena at B. And you can prepare to walk, transition to walk. First two riders, everybody else keep going till you catch up. 20-meter circle right. And first two riders down the center line. And we're going to leg yield to the right this time. So put your whip in your left hand. And you're going to leg yield right. So Debbie, look at where the leaders are going. It's going to show you where you're going. Wait for your partner. Turn down the center line. Leg yield right, ladies. Toward the speaker. I'll try to not talk too much when it gets close. All right, good. There we go. Good job. This is looking good, you guys. A little more energy in your march, Diane. You need your march. You need a marching walk. Need a little quicker tempo, Diane. And straight ahead. All right. And then 20-meter circle down here. And we'll make a 20-meter circle down here. And then when we get to letter C for my leaders, and then everybody that follows behind, we're going to separate back out into our single file line before we take a break. So in this corner, Diana's going to go first, Debbie's going to go second. Look at your partner, don't look at the ground. That's it, super. And then in this corner, wait till the corner, don't preempt it. In this corner, Jen's going to go first, then Sherry second, Richard third. See how smooth and easy that is? Then now we're all in a single file line. The very next thing we do when we go to single file is we want to close our order back up. So Diane will have to trot, Debbie will have to trot. Super. All right, let's pair up in this corner and go down our center line. So pair up in the corner and turn down the center line. Excellent first pair. Debbie goes on the inside. Look at Ruby's back, Debbie, so you know where you're going. You follow Ruby. There's somebody in front of you showing you where to go. Excellent job, trio. Richard, try to make him walk. If you follow more, Richard, his neck is really curled. If you follow more, he can actually walk with longer steps. Good job. And at X, first two halt. Second two go around the outside and halt next to them. So Debbie, go on the outside of her and come to halt. Trio goes on the outside, and Sherry, you can pick which direction you want to go. Richard, you're going to have to make room for her, so you go wider still, and then come to halt. Okay, we're going to make a nice salute. Halt side by side. Richard, halt, halt, halt. Don't pass your group. Everybody hold your reins in your left hand. And let's salute together. Right hand down now, then head down, head up, pick your reins back up. Good job, everyone. So I thought you guys did a really good job leading the group, and I know Melissa is a seasoned veteran with doing quadrille. Melissa, can you talk a little bit about how you helped your partner learn how to do quadrille? What kind of things did you have to do?
Well, I talked to her about we're a little team. There's a captain and those that follow. But that if she needed me to go faster or slower, she should be able to say go faster or slower. And then I sort of took the team captain role and said, you know, in the corners, you know, here I have to go slower, you need to speed up, this is where you need to turn. when you're doing the leg yields, think ride with your knee towards the letter. So I just sort of helped coach her through a little bit, and then we just talked back and forth if we needed faster or slower or whatever.
That was great. And Ruby, this is your first experience riding in a quadrille. Tell me a little bit about your experience.
At first it was really hard to kind of collect him when I was on the inside track in the corners, but by the end it became much more natural, and it just really helped make me a more flexible rider and be able to change his gaits and make him more flexible in his speeds.
Yes, more adjustable. That's a really good point, Ruby. Riding quadrille does make the horse more adjustable. Did you notice that your focus, where you were instead of thinking about so much my horse has to be perfectly on the bit, you thought more about where is my partner, how do I need to adjust my horse and myself to stay right next to her and him?
Yeah, it really made me focus. I wasn't fussing with him. I was focused on staying even with Melissa and not getting left behind or going too fast. And that just caused him to be more comfortable to go on the bit.
Yeah, I thought you guys did an outstanding job staying together as a pair. Good job, you guys. All right, Diane and Debbie. Diane, you're a pretty seasoned veteran with quadrille. This is the first time you've ever had to kind of be in charge, kind of the team captain of your pair. So this was a new role for you, and Debbie, quadrille is new experience for you. I thought you did a really good job. The horses seemed to get along well. They didn't fuss with each other. Diane, talk about your experience being, so quote unquote, the team captain of the pair.
I had to think for both of us, think about the position of both horses, and like when we were making the turn across the center from E to B, I had to think about where my horse needed to turn and where Debbie's horse needed to turn, and tell her turn now, and then turn myself also so that we matched up and matched gaits going around corners. And I have to echo what Ruby said. I can see that quadrille is a really great tool for teaching your horse to pay attention and to be adjustable within gaits. So
Yeah.
I thought it was really fun. I love quadrille.
Oh, me too. It's going to be a fun competition year this year to add quadrille to our repertoire. Debbie, how about for you, being your first real experience doing quadrille?
Well, just knowing where to look first, up and looking ahead at your other partner in front of you, keeping up with your gaits with your partner next to you. It's all about timing, I guess.
I thought you did a really, by the end of the ride, a pretty good job moving up and slowing down to try to stay next to your partner. You haven't yet expanded your vision to look at the horse in front of you,
Yep.
because then you can see what movement's being ridden.
Exactly.
So I think for the next time we do quadrille, that is going to be my goal for you, is to try to look ahead and at the horse in front of you, and that way you can visually see what pattern is being ridden. Also, this is the first time you've trotted in a pair,
Yep.
and I thought that was also outstanding.
Yep, it worked.
Yeah. All right, good job, ladies. All right, super job. I'm actually going to start with Sherry, who is this lovely lady in pink, our seasoned quadrille rider. You had the unique job of coaching not one, but two riders. One of our riders, not here today, could have made our 8th in Louise, or Jenny. And so tell us what you did to kind of think for 3 people.
They were really good. They were really good. I think Alamo was having a little trouble with the walk, and he was getting a little nervous. He wanted to trot. But other than that, he did really great, and she was great. It just worked out really well.
Yeah, super. And then how about for you, Jen? Is this your first time riding quadrille?
It is. It's my first time riding quadrille. I've ridden with others at a walk, just chatting, so I have experience rating the horse without paying attention to him, but it gives you a lot more to think about others when you're trotting and when you're trying to keep your horse together with another horse. And then with 2 other horses, it's more to worry about where he's going, where she's going. But it seemed to work out really well. I felt like they were fairly well paired. It's easier. You find out how adjustable your horse really is doing it, which is really kind of a cool aspect of quadrille.
So was it easier to push your horse forward or to collect?
Both with him, actually.
Nice.
I had a really nice, easy time being able to say walk a little faster, come a little back, it was nice.
All right, Richard, for you, this was also, I believe, your first experience riding quadrille, isn't it?
Yes.
I thought you also did a really good job. Again, we didn't have a second partner for you, so the 10-meter circles, you did a great job with your 10-meter circles, but then you had to almost have an imaginary partner, so I
Yes.
think that's sometimes more difficult than actually having a live flesh and blood partner to ride next to you. What was your experience?
I just felt it made you very much more, or it made me very much more engaged, because I had two other people to worry about as well, and not just walking, but they were riding horses, and and so I really liked the angles and doing the shapes. It reminded me of driving a windy British country lane, and you having to, be aware of what side of the road you're on, and they're just like this in the hallways of going right into your corner and gently slowing down.
Yes.
To allow my two colleagues here to catch up and then be ready to try and stay with them.
Absolutely. I thought it was beautiful. I mean, very beautiful with the colors and how round the horses were and how correct the dressage basics were on all the horses. This was a very good introduction for all of the horses to begin the quadrille, and next time we will introduce cantering on a circle with the whole group. So super job, everyone.
Thank you.